Today, the top 10 movies of 2024. I'm Attila, your host, and you're listening to Movie Prosecutioners. Let's go. Okay, I don't even know how to start this podcast because I really didn't like this year. I watch a lot of movies, a lot of older movies that I love, but this year was kind of crap. And movies I took in consideration for this top 10 list, just to make you understand how low I think we are. We have like there's Blink Twice, The Apprentice, Anora, Planet of the Apes is on my list. I love the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the last one, but this one is just and I don't know, there's Dune Part 2, Flow, but I was so sad about so many movies this year, Furiosa, Gladiator 2. I made a review, I said it's not bad, but it's it's got so worse over the time that I was thinking about it. Then Inside Out 2 and Vaiana 2. Inside Out 2 was okay, but Vaiana 2 was I couldn't. It was so bad. And God bless, there were good movies this year, and I'm gonna talk about 10 good movies that I've watched this year. But this is I would say out of these 10 are 4 really big movies, really challenging movies, really interesting movies that you have to watch. And then there are 5 or 6 that I'm okay, these are really great, but they're not okay, these are phenomenal motion pictures. So yeah, just this for your information up front. And now we're gonna dive in do a deep dive into the few movies that I really appreciated. And we start with a French movie, L'amour ouf, or Beating Hearts. It's not a good translation, but it's it's the English title. And what can I say about it? It's going back into the 80s, 90s kind of, and it tells a story about a guy who's getting involved with the wrong people, but who is in love with a quite cool, average kind of but upfront and strong little girl who's they share their story, and it's you have them as kids and them as adults, and it's a very interesting story. You have dance parts in this movie. I was really surprised, and I really fucking enjoyed them. And trying something out and make it work, even though it's so ambitious and weird and unfitting in a lot of ways, is so refreshing, and that's why I love this movie. I think the second part is less intriguing, and also the first part is this kind of magical, interesting place where you're okay, I want to actually watch further on the story of the youth, of the young ones, maybe make this a prison story or something more spicy in this direction. And then they choose to skip a long part of the story and go to the adult actors, who are still very good, but I really prefer the story of the young ones. And so you have these kind of 2 movies, and because this movie is so long, it's kind of split in the really good one and the good one part of the movie. But it's a really enjoyable movie. It's something different, and it's refreshing, and I really like to watch it. I was I don't know, a real eye-opener for dancing sequences. It's so weird to say that, but that was a very positive surprise. Another very positive surprise was Transformers 1, and this is why I'm laughing and I'm smiling while I'm recording this, because it's so ridiculous. I never I have never been a Transformers watcher. Like I actually after this movie I watched like the other like the first two Transformers movies. And I think they're okay. Like they're good blockbusters. They're intriguing. They're a little bit funny. They're like fast paced. But Transformers 1 was great. Like for real, great. Like this kind of revolutionary spirit that got through the movie that is like so amazing, and like this kind of, you know, like you live in a world that is controlled and you have to stand up and I don't know, make a revolution. It's a very interesting story about friendship and also about turning on each other. It's about revolution. It's about, I say so often revolution, but it was a point in the movie where I was really like, wow, they're really doing this right now. They're really doing this right now. And I was like, okay, if other Transformers are like that, I maybe have like totally underestimated Transformers movies. But to be honest, the other Transformers movies are sadly not that critical about society. And yeah, I'm amazed. It's an animation movie, and you will see this in the whole list. There are a lot of animation movies. Like, I mean, I said Inside Out 2 and Violent 2 I didn't put into like this list, but I have to admit it's like amazing how many animation movies performed so well. Like if you go for box office, it's crazy. But let's go back to quality and not necessarily to box office. Especially if we talk about the next movie. We talk about the Outrun. And the Outrun, I don't know if actually a lot of people really liked or watched this movie. I didn't do my research on this, but I watched this movie because Saoirse Ronan was there, and I was really intrigued. Like, she's a good actress, and like the director was Flora Fliegenschmidt. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but that was the one who did System Crusher, and that was like a little movie a few years back that I was really that really did something to me. So I was like intrigued, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And it was more like a situation based decision where I saw it like I was going like I was passing by cinema, then I saw it, then I read it's from her, then it's with her, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I have time, and I don't regret it. It's like a really, really great movie. I resonated a lot with it. I met a few British girls in my life, and some of them have a similar vibe to what I saw there. And like not necessarily all of them have drug problems, but like certain quotes that I remember from what I experienced with these women was similar to what I saw there. And it's kind of a heartfelt story about alcohol addiction, but it's so much more, and it's very beautiful, and I really recommend it. Also, the soundtrack is kind of a banger, and I don't know, like you should go for watching. Like, you should go watching this movie. It's a great movie. I love it. The next one is a blockbuster, and we going back to French movies. Le Count de Monte Cristo, the Count of Monte Cristo, is a really, really big, epic story, and I was like portrayed so often. Like there are so many adaptations of this movie, but this one is actually a French one, and this one is actually really good. Especially the first hour is like perfect. I was like, after the first hour, I thought I will watch like a perfect movie, like, the perfect movie. Sadly, it's not a perfect movie. It's a very good one, which has like the last part has like a really great moments, and then a few moments I was not buying, and that's really bad. So if you watch this movie, give him a chance and let it happen to you. I was very critical because everybody loved this movie, so I was like, okay, I had high expectations. Go a little bit lower with the expectations. Do give the actors a little bit more of trust, and don't let you kept swept away with their talent at the beginning, because at the beginning they do like their S level class. Like I was like buying everything and I was like totally into it, and I was like, getting a little bit out of the mood by the last part. But it's a really great movie. You should watch it, and especially if like see a French movie with French actors, it's always a little bit different, and it's intriguing. So another French movie, like this year is like really crazy, but I saw a lot of French movies. Les plus précieux des marchandises. It's like I think it's a co-production, like a Poland French co-production, because it plays in Poland, and it's a very like interesting story. Like it starts very slow, and I was like, the first 30 minutes I was like, okay, do I actually go out of this movie? But I stayed, and I really didn't regret it. It's a movie that goes really deep and really hard at some part of like the like, I think the midpoint is really breaking you, and then it just goes very deep and very hard. And be aware that this is not an easy to watch movie, especially to the end. It's gonna be like a little bit fucked up. A few pictures there, it's gonna play with your stomach. But I really appreciated watching it, and it's a really great story, very beautiful. So the animation, sadly, I watched just before that. I watched Vaiana 2 and or Moana 2. Vaiana 2, Moana 2. It's like the same movie, but it's like one of them is European title and the other one is like the American title. But whatever. Yeah, like Les plus précieuses des marchandises. Watch it. It's a really great one, and even if you don't understand French, this is like you didn't need the dialogue for this movie. This movie is just great with the pictures itself. And I just talked about playing with your stomach. The next one is crazy. The next one is The Substance, and here we start with the movies that are really fantastic, like like these kind of eye-opening, strange movies that kind of like change something inside of you if you watch them. And The Substance is really growing on me. Like, I know the story is at some points a little bit, what's going to happen, but it's not about the message. It's about the way it is actually portrayed, the way you watch it, the way it's like one thing happens to another, and how it ends. It's like fantastic and crazy and unhealthy at the same time. I was really happy I was not eating before that. I already talked about this in an episode before. I'm gonna give you a link in the video description, but in the podcast description. But this is it's a really great one, and you should watch it if you can watch body horror. Even if you don't really are adapted to body horror or horror in general, you should watch it, because it's a good message with a really great way of how to portray it. And aging is like a very fascinating subject, and I just recommend watching it. Okay, now we go to a movie I was like a little bit hesitant to put it in, but I was not putting it in my last year's top 10, so I have to put it in someone's top 10, and so I put it in this one because I watched it this year. It's All of Us Strangers. And I was watching this movie, and it was like playing with my heart. It's like such a great movie, and it's such a wholesome movie. Like in a way, it's like seeing your parents who you have lost, and also portraying like a love story, and kind of come clean with yourself, and kind of be able to talk about the emotions that you had with your family. You're like, it's like a opportunity that you didn't thought you have, and this movie is just so good at showing you that. And so I absolutely loved it. And it's I don't know, it's so universal. It's such a universal story. Even thought it's about a gay couple in a way, and I'm not gay, but it's so universal that it's just so wonderful and so sad and so good. No, I love this movie. It's so good. And the other one, like everything I'm now gonna talk about is like so good, but the next one I'm gonna talk is Wicked. And I never expected this movie to do anything with me, like anything. But Wicked was like, I just watched it like a week ago, and it just like, I don't know, it was amazing. Like I know I have a little weakness for great songs. If like a song is like a banger, I can like forgive some other little things of the movie. But like this song has multiple bangers. Like music, I was like, do I download this right now? Do I like go on Spotify and put this in my playlist? Because they're like so amazing. And I was like, okay, Wicked, it's gonna be in my top 10 list. And it's like, like I'm not into theater, I'm not into musicals, but this is like, it's such a banger. And like you can see the sets, and you can see like, I was expecting nothing. Ariana Grande, and I didn't even know like the main actress, but like I was expecting nothing, and this was just blowing the fuck away. Like I don't know. Twice in this movie I had goosebumps because the songs are so great. They're just like one song where it was like, okay, they need to do this, like I don't know, like this kind of song where she's like insecure and does he really love me and stuff like that. Like this one song was like really shit, but I appreciated all the other ones, and I'm really looking forward to the second part. Like it's part one, and normally I hate this. I really don't like it for June. I really don't like it in any other way, but I'm looking forward to the second part of this movie. And no, I'm really surprised. And I'm really positively surprised. It's like such a great motion picture, such a great musical, and everybody, like I heard like that this like these songs in this musical is like, as in theater, is one of the biggest that there are. I never heard about it, but I'm like, maybe I'm gonna watch that even. Like I'm really intrigued. This was something I was never expecting. What I also, I think the other one I expected, like the next one I was like, Luca Guadagnino, next movie, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Then there was like, okay, Zendaya is playing in there, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And then I saw the first trailer, I was like, this is gonna be great. And yeah, I'm talking about Challengers. Challengers is just a fantastic movie. Like the last match that the two ex-friends play at the ending, I was smiling. I was like, I don't know, I was like, I cannot think, like when I watched this trailer, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a triangle, it was gonna be great, like it's like very intriguing. But I was like, I was not expecting the end to be the end. And I was like, okay, give me more. And I was going out of this movie, I was like, this was great. And no, it's such an amazing motion picture about like friendship, about love, about like how life sometimes goes on and takes routes that you never expected. And I don't know, it's like, wow, I love it. I like okay, this man is just, Luca Guadagnino is just like I don't know, one of the greatest at the moment. Like Denis Villeneuve, David Fincher, Luca Guadagnino, that's like names I have, like they're engraved, they're written in stone in my brain. And like with Challengers, he actually showed that he's one of these great Christopher Nolan I would count as well, like one of these great big motion picture creator of our time. And Challengers was fucking amazing. And that was already like my top 3. We're already in the top 3 now with Challengers. And now we have the second movie to like the we're on the podest, and we're like on the second movie. And the second movie is an animation movie, and it's The Wild Robot. And that was also one of the most unexpected movies ever. Like, I know DreamWorks can make great movies, but I was not expecting a fantastic movie. Like, this is such a wholesome movie, and it's a little bit predictable as well, but it's like, I don't know, it's going on, and it makes so many great decisions, and it makes so many beautiful human connection and longing and sadness at the same time, of like keeping us together and creating a home and going on for new adventures. And it's like, in so many ways, so wholesome. Watch this movie. It's like one of the greatest animation movies of the last few years. And like Inside Out 2 and Vaiana 2, like, or Moana 2 is like, it's shit against that. I kind of understand if someone says Inside Out 2 is also great, but like The Wild Robot's just like, fucks them all, like, it's such a great movie. Just watch it. I don't want to spoil. Watch it. It's great. And now we come to the top 1, and I cheated a little bit. It's like the latest movie, not the latest, but one of the last movies that Yorgos Lanthimos created. And he's just like, it's like, I don't know what to say. This is like a eye-opening movie that is like perfect in every sense possible. It has like a fantastic, amazing look. It has great characters. It has so much fun and so much philosophical ideas about like growing up, about I don't know, doing what you like think is right, and like finding your own philosophy and finding your own beliefs. And it's like so amazing. Like, I was laughing all the fucking time while I was watching this movie, and at the same time I was like, this is a great idea, this is a fantastic idea, this looks amazing, why is everything perfect in this movie? And it was like, I don't know, it was one of these experiences that you like don't forget, that you think like, this was like an instant classic. And I'm sure a lot of people will watch this in a few years and will like, this is just like a fantastic, crazy, cool movie, and I have to rewatch this again. And I'm sure I will rewatch Poor Things a lot of times in my life, and I will always think like, how was this be able to be this good? And yeah, that's for me for 2024. I'm like kind of intrigued. Like, I was going into this episode, I was like, okay, this is gonna be shit, but I kind of really had great experience in this year in the cinema. And yeah, I'm happy to share them with you. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And so that was for me for this week. So see you next week. Until then, bye.